Hello lovely simmers, Simsy Claire here and welcome back to my channel. For today's video we are doing another home using the new pack, except it's not really a single home, it is technically 4 homes on one lot. It's one of the super really long lots in Willow Creek, and I was inspired by these things called shotgun homes in New Orleans, and basically they're these little teeny tiny homes that were built super close to each other on as minimal land as possible, and they were used for factory workers and things like that, so that way they could offer housing to their employees without having to spend too much money on it. It was kind of like how if you have been in any history school or history class in America, you heard about what New York was doing with apartments, where basically they took a 1-bedroom apartment and shoved like 15 employees in it and called that housing for their employees. So obviously this was pre-labor laws and pre-unions and all and stuff like that, but the New Orleans version of that was these things called shotgun houses. But in today's world, because they are so tiny and they're still on these small plots of land, they don't cost that much money. And a lot of, like hipsters and millennials have been buying them up and redoing them, making them look really nice, historic, colorful, and kind of bringing them back to their old beauty while putting them to a different purpose. And I was inspired by this one that I saw, and I don't remember her name, but basically she had spent a lot of time redoing this shotgun house, and she had actually bought 2, so that way she had extra land, and she demolished one and built herself a pool. And behind the pool was this like trailer that the old owners had left there, and then there was a bus that some other owners had left there. So she had all this random like junk basically in her land, but she started using it and she put in some plants so everything looked lush and overgrown, and she redid the house itself to kind of have this like modern farmhousey interior as a juxtaposition to the old Victorian exterior. So when I saw her home, I was really inspired and I really wanted to look up some different styles and some different versions, and I noticed that whenever you saw pictures or paintings or stuff of these homes, they were always in their rows. Not a lot of them had been like separated or built apart as time went on. They were all still super smushed together in their rows. So I decided that if I was going to do this and I was going to do it properly, I would needed to do an entire row. So that's what we have here. I've basically talked through the entirety of the exteriors of the builds, but they came together really quickly. They're basically all the same shape. They have a couple of different exterior features, such as one has a larger front porch, whereas one has like a front little alcove area on the inside. One of them has their entrance off to the side, so they have an extended front area inside the building, and one of them actually has an entire back that I was able to create. That one is going to be the biggest of the 4. It's the one all the way to the left in blue. And I have to say, this is probably the most colorful build I have ever created. You guys know me, I do not do color. I usually stick to like white and warm tone woods on my interiors, and then like neutral browns and like black colors on my interiors. But because of the new pack and how vibrant everything is, I really wanted to push myself. And so each exterior of the homes has its own color scheme. So there's the blue and white, the green and white, the pink and red, and then the purple and yellow, and then I tried to bring those colors onto the inside as well. So right now we're on the inside of the blue one, and I made the walls pink because I knew the windows were going to end up being blue, and I didn't want blue windows on blue walls. I thought that would just be a little excessive. And I'm using the Cool Kitchen kitchen stuff, obviously, and this wood tone looks really good against the wallpaper that I chose. I don't know, I don't think I've ever used this swatch of these counters before, and I don't always use these counters either because I think the wood tone looks a little fake, but I did really like how they looked in here. And then going over here, like I said, I was trying to bring the exterior colors to the inside, so the lawn or the living room area is all white and blue. And I do give some of these Sims some TVs. This pack didn't really lend to a lot of electronics. It was very like a Victorian rustic kind of style thing, but I did give them 2 of the Sims have the TVs from Eco Lifestyle, the ones that you can find in the dumpsters. This is one of them. This one also has a gaming console from City Living. I definitely thought that this Sim was a little bit more eclectic. I thought maybe they had moved from a big city like San Myshuno or even Evergreen Harbor before it went to crap. and they had moved here for school or something, and now they have like friends. Maybe they're friends with the people who live next door, and they have all this stuff left over from when they were in the big city, but they're now in, you know, New Orleans. They're making their way in a little bit more of a rustic area than, let's say, San Myshuno. And then over here by all of the doors, I just get with that big leafy palm plant from movie Hangout, and then a couple of pictures. And then this is the bathroom. So each home has one bathroom, one bedroom, and a full kitchen and living area. And this house, because it was a little bit bigger, I was able to get an office into this one. And I put an easel in here because I thought that this sim was probably a painter or an artist of some sort. I also add in a camera in their bedroom. Well, it's not an actual functional camera, it's the decorative one from whatchamacallit, Machino. And I definitely thought that this was because of where they're from, because they're from the city, and I thought maybe they came here to go to art school. I gave them a couple more of the colorful activities that we have here in The Sims, and they also had this extra room. So I was thinking if you were going to play in this house that maybe this sim had a boyfriend, or it was actually two sims that lived here. It was a couple, and they were initially focused on trying to get into their careers, you know, working with their degrees that they have and everything, but then they do end up pregnant with a child, so they turn this office area into a nursery because I think that this would make a really cute nursery. And in theory, because there's 4 bedrooms on the lot, you only need to have 4 to 5 sims, so you do have enough space for one more sim. So one of the sims in this household could have a baby, or if this is a single parent, you can have up to 2 more sims, so you could have also a pet as well. I was leaving it open. I didn't want to put too many bedrooms because a lot of times when I do builds like this, I put like 8 bedrooms, and then you guys don't really have a lot of wiggle room because it's either fill up all the bedrooms or have like these empty rooms all over the place. So I did want to make sure that there was a little bit of wiggle room for you guys if you do decide to download this lot. And then in here, this is the bedroom. So I used one of the fabricated beds from Eco Lifestyle because this person had a little bit more of a modern feel to them, so I didn't want to use one of our more rustic beds. And then I also get this jazz painting in here because New Orleans is a really big city for jazz and blues music, so I wanted to make sure I kind of incorporated that into this build. And I do it in a couple of the other homes as well, so you'll see that around. And then you can also hear, obviously, the music was a jazz music. And then up here, this is the front porch area of the green and white house. So I add in a couple of planter boxes. I fill them with these sunflowers from the it's not the debug menu, it's the build and buy menu. That's what I'm trying to say. And they're not functional. Obviously, your sim won't be able to plant them or grow them, but you can always take them out if you want your sim to be a planter. I was just putting them there for decoration. And this sim, I didn't really think a whole lot about, although since they do have a greenhouse, maybe giving them some planter boxes would make a lot of sense because, you know, they're a green sim, they have a greenhouse, anyway. And then back into the build, I put this dining table here because I did not know that Realm of Magic came with a dining table until I saw this table tucked away in the most random spot in the buy menu. And I was talking about it with someone on Twitter, and they were like, oh yeah, you can only find it if you go under surfaces. So I have never used this table, literally ever. And I really wanted to try and use it, and because it comes in this white swatch, I thought it matched this green and white house really well. I paired it with the Get Famous stools in the green and dark brown color, and then I used this Seasons bookshelf, one of the new chairs from the pack, the one with the white and blue flowers, I believe, although it might just be the white swatch, and then the green cushion from Snowy Escape. And even though these builds are really tiny, this is not a limited pack build at all. I didn't even try. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I really wanted to make these homes come to life because they are so small, so I didn't want to have to limit myself. I've heard that these items from the new pack go well with base game. I don't usually build with just base game because I don't like the objects from base game. They're not really my style, so I will try it out eventually. I am doing that series on my channel where I have one build for each pack of base game and that pack only. And I took a little break because this pack came out and I wanted to build some items with this pack, but I will be getting into it probably next Friday, after I do a couple more builds with this pack, because I actually have this build and then another voiceover or face cam that I'm doing right after I finish this one, because I finished Wednesdays, which is this one, and then Friday's build for this week pretty much all in one day, because I've been sitting here. This is my only day off, and I've been sitting here being so inspired by New Orleans architecture and the new pack and trying to combine the two. And so I've basically been sitting here literally for about 6 hours. I finished editing this video, and then I built the other one. It's a very small community lot, actually, so I am excited for you guys to see that one. And then going back into this build, though, we're just finishing up this bedroom. All of the bedrooms are super tiny. I'm not even 100% sure that you can put 2 Sims in these bedrooms. The one that I actually said 2 Sims could live in, you definitely can't, because the bed's against the wall, but you could always like move the bed over if you were going to play it that way. But yeah, so it is a little... They're a little crammed, but that's kind of the purpose of these homes. You know, they're tiny homes. You buy them because you want to do the tiny living life. That you don't buy them because you're not interested in living tiny. And then going into here, this is the red and white house. It's on the outside, it's red and pink, but we don't have a lot of pink furniture in the game, so the inside ends up being a little bit more red and white to match the windows. And I'm using, again, these cool kitchen counters, this time in the dark brown and white swatch, though, because I thought that the white matched the white for the windows, and then the dark brown played off of the red from this pack very nicely. And then I'm adding a couple of clutter items, because this is like one of 2 kitchens that had enough counter space for me to do that in. This is probably the largest living area in any of the homes, which is actually kind of funny, because I extended this house primarily because there wasn't enough space for a couch. Initially, I had given this home a back patio area, but it had made the inside so small that I couldn't fit a couch, I couldn't fit a kitchen, and I was like, I can't do this to this sim. So I did decide to go ahead and extend it, and now it has the largest living area, so I thought that was a little funny. And then going over here, I'm using the red swatch in the couches from the Paranormal Stuff Pack. Hopefully, after we do this build, you guys will see all of the swatches, because most of the like living room furniture and stuff is all of the new pack. Some of the extras and everything obviously are not, but I was trying to just like show off the different colors. Like I did the different colors for the wallpapers, some that I hadn't used before. I was matching it with other wallpapers from other packs and from base game, trying to make it seem cohesive and stuff. So hopefully this helps you guys get a good idea of the different colors and the different, vibes of this pack. And then going into this bedroom, it's very red. It has this bright red wallpaper, and the furniture ends up being all white because I did not want to put red furniture inside of a red bedroom. I felt that was just a little too odd, a little too strange, so I did decide to make all of this white. And then as you can see, I do have my red shelf back. I did get all my custom content back. I figured out I think it ended up being 10 pieces of custom content that were broken that I had to delete in order to load my game back up, but I did find them, I did delete them, and now I have all of my custom content back in minus those 10 pieces. But I went CC shopping, so I got them all back. And then we real quickly did the yellow house's bathroom. It's a yellow and purple house, but the inside is definitely mostly just yellow. You can see I used this exuberantly bright yellow wallpaper, and I was really uncomfortable with it. I did not like it at all because, you guys know me though, I don't really like color, but I think I made it work. I think I figured it out. It definitely took me a little bit, and I also changed the lighting before I did the screenshot so that way it wasn't super bright from these saucer lights. But I ended up placing the living room in this one first because I wasn't quite sure what kitchen counters I wanted to use to match this yellow, but I found this purple swatch of the new couch that we got that has, it's like the purple couch to match the exterior, but it has yellow blankets. So I thought that kind of brought the yellow into it without both the chair and the couch and the cushions being all yellow and making the whole room just look completely washed out and way too bright. And then over here in the corner, I just added a plant and some pictures and a little bit of a lamp spotlight just so there was enough lighting in this house. And then I used the Realm of Magic counters in the cream color because they kind of had this yellowish tint to it, so I thought it worked out kind of well. And then I matched them with Parenthood cabinets because we didn't get Realm of Magic cabinets, which a part of me kind of understands, but at the same time I'm a little bit annoyed about it because the swatches don't match exactly with the vampire ones, so you have to like search through the entire catalog until you find cabinets that match. And then in here is the yellow bedroom. It's pretty much the same as all the other ones, just a bed and a dresser. And besides that, that is it for this build, so I hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye!